There's a kind of person we've all met, the genius, the problem solver, the person who can design anything, build anything, except trust, except intimacy, except systems that actually care about the people using them. In the Marvel Universe, that person is Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, the leader of the Fantastic Four, the inventor of world-saving machines, and the guy who forgets his son's birthday. But here's the thing, Reed Richards isn't just a character flaw in human form, he's a design archetype. He's what happens when brilliance forgets empathy. Reed was created in 1961 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby during a time when most comic book heroes were stoic icons, noble, upright, and invulnerable. But Lee and Kirby made someone different, a man who could stretch his body into any shape, but who couldn't always stretch emotionally. This wasn't just a personality trait, it was a design decision, because Reed is a metaphor for a kind of thinking that still plagues innovation today, technical genius that forgets the human experience. Designers refer to this as human-centered design. It means solving problems by focusing on the needs, emotions, and context of the people you're designing for, not just what the technology can do. Reed doesn't do that. His machines are brilliant, but often reckless. His leadership is strategic, but cold. He saves the world, but loses his marriage. Not because he's evil, but because he never stops to ask, how will this affect the people I care about? There's a terrifying alternate dimension Reed discovers early in the comics called the Negative Zone, and instead of containing it or safeguarding it from its dangers, Reed turns it into a portal in his lab right next to where his kids are playing. Why? Because the science was too exciting to ignore. The UX equivalent of launching an AI tool that can write anything without thinking about how it might be misused. He's so obsessed with what's possible, he forgets to ask if it's responsible. In UX terms, Reed violates the principle of contextual inquiry, the practice of understanding people in their real environments, with all their constraints, fears, and needs. He builds tech that doesn't adapt to the user must adapt to him. And that's not just poor design, it's dangerous. Nowhere is this more clear than with Sue Storm. Sue isn't just his wife, she's a fellow scientist, an explorer, a mother. But time and time again, she ends up playing the role of emotional translator, navigating the gap between Reed's logic and the team's very human needs. And eventually, in many storylines, she leaves him, because a relationship, like a user experience, isn't sustained by brilliance. It's sustained by attention, by empathy, by co-creation. You can't optimize your way into being understood. In several alternate Marvel timelines, Reed becomes the villain. He becomes the Maker, a twisted version of himself who views emotion as a flaw and humanity as an obstacle to progress. In these universes, he builds perfect systems and completely forgets the people inside them. It's a reminder that UX isn't just about usability, it's about values. Because if your system is usable, but it erodes trust, if it's efficient but dehumanizing, then you've built a beautiful failure. And here's where Reed Richards stops being fiction. We see this story unfold every day in the real world. Social platforms optimized for engagement, not mental health. Smart devices that listen, but don't respect privacy. Innovation teams that ignore accessibility because it slows the roadmap. All of it echoes the same flaw: design without empathy, systems without soul. Reed Richards is not a bad man. He's a warning that intelligence alone is never enough. That brilliance, ungrounded in passion, leads to harm, however unintentional. And that the future doesn't belong to the smartest person in the room. It belongs to the one who knows how to listen.